Live from the Channels Television Global Headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, this is Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we'll be focusing on the southern region of the country. But before we get into that, let's have a look at the top stories making rounds at the moment. Donald Trump has won the 2024 U.S. election after securing votes from several battleground states that gave him over 270 electoral votes. He is to become the 47th president of the United States of America, making a historic return to the White House. Meanwhile, Republicans have also taken the Senate back from the Democrats after flipping a string of crucial state seats. A return to the White House is a historical political comeback for Mr. Trump after he lost to Joe Biden in 2020. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has joined other world leaders to congratulate the president-elect on his victory. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, is dead. President Bola Tinubu, in a press statement, announced the news concerning Lieutenant General Lagbaja, the former Chief of Army Staff, who died at 56 on Tuesday night in Lagos after a period of illness. Lieutenant General Lagbaja was appointed Chief of Army Staff on June 19, 2023 by President Bola Tinubu. Lieutenant General Lagbaja began his military career when he enrolled in the Nigerian Defense Academy in 1987 on September 19. 1992, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Nigerian Infantry Corps as a member of the 39th Regular Course. He was an alumnus of the prestigious U.S. Army War College, where he earned a master's degree in strategic studies. Lieutenant General Lagbaja is survived by his beloved wife, Maria, and their 2 children. President Tinubu expresses his heartfelt condolences to the family and the Nigerian Armed Forces during this difficult time. We start off in Rivers State, where as part of its efforts to expand the livelihood restoration project for the people of Ogoni land in Rivers State, the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HYPREP, has officially launched its postgraduate scholarship program. The scheme will sponsor 200 master's students and 100 doctoral students, supporting them through their studies. This announcement was made by the coordinator of HYPREP at the launch of the scholarship scheme. Our correspondent, Deborah Agbalama, now reports.
2 months ago, HYPREP's coordinator, Professor Zabe, announced the scholarship program for Ogoni postgraduate students. This event is in fulfillment of that promise.
There are people that have given more than you could ever give.
Gathered here are postgraduate scholars from Ogoni in Rivers State, each hoping to receive support for their master's or doctorate studies. However, for the first batch of this scholarship, only 300 applicants will be selected through an online process on HYPREP's official website. Out of this, 200 candidates will be awarded master's scholarships, while 100 will benefit from the doctorate program.
We are pleased to have community-based organizations as well as representatives of the civil society closely involved, adding another layer of accountability and guidance to this process. This workshop is an essential step in ensuring that all interested Ogoni postgraduate students, candidates for this scheme, understand the purpose, process, and benefits of the scholarship program.
Professor Zabe, updating the audience on HYPREP's ongoing projects, seizes the opportunity to advise Ogoni youths. He encourages them to avoid spreading misinformation, reminding them that these gatherings are chances to stay informed and ask questions about the project.
You are the next generation of Ogoni and national leaders. You have an essential role as ambassadors for HYPREP, and more importantly, for peace and development in Ogoni land. Use your influence to foster unity, not division, and educate your peers, not to misinform them. Embrace your role as an advocate for HYPREP and the broader vision of a restored and economically vibrant Ogoni land.
The president of the Association of Ogoni Postgraduate Students expresses gratitude on behalf of the scholarship applicants.
Today, we are glad that you have responded possibly to our earlier plea by expanding your livelihood programs to include scholarship support for postgraduate students of Ogoni origin. The singular reason we are here today is because you made that possible.
HYPREP says the postgraduate scholarship program, which registration portal opens today, November 6th, on the official website, will now be an annually scheme. The scholarship is only applicable by those running a postgraduate program in any of the Nigerian universities. Deborah Balama, Channels Television News.
In a bid to further unlock the economic potential of Nigeria's technology sector by increasing the reliability of digital transactions and enhancing digital governance across the country, stakeholders have been deliberating on the National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill. The deliberation held during a stakeholder engagement which held at the Professor Chike Edozian Secretariat in Asaba with a focus on creating and promoting awareness of the bill and how it can foster digital and economic growth. The Delta State Governor, who is represented at the event, expressed optimism about the state's future in digital transformation.
Stakeholders gathered to discuss the future of the digital space in the Nigerian economy following the establishment of a National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill in Nigeria, which is aimed at providing a legal framework that supports the growth of the digital economy and modernizes government processes through e-governance. Consultants for Identification for Development who spoke at the event highlight the importance of the bill and how it will positively affect the Nigerian economy.
For economic transformation, we're trying to establish a regulatory foundation, right, to encourage digital commerce, cross-border trade and innovation. This is to position Nigeria as a major player in Africa's digital landscape. Now, we know that our fintech sector is making waves, but again, there are other parts of tech in Nigeria. It's not just fintech. I mean, when we think about tech in Nigeria, we think of fintech, but there are other parts of Nigeria. There's AI, there's the gaming industry, there's a whole lot coming to play now in Nigeria. And there is also need for us to make sure that these other sectors are taken into consideration and they will provide a system for them to be well regulated to ensure that every user in that ecosystem is protected.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborewore, represented by his Commissioner for Science and Technology, says the state government is ready to key in as soon as the process comes in stream.
Naturally, the state, we are already trying to go ahead with our own policy, something that is guiding us in this master, which we started like in August of this year. So the state is already on that path and we're trying to key in. So whatever the federal government brings in, now we're making inputs from everybody within the state, stakeholders and everybody who are on this space.
Other participants also share their thoughts.
Nigeria does not have a bill, right, which recognizes electronic transactions, or Nigeria does not have an act that recognizes electronic transactions, which is why this bill has been developed, and this bill is hoped to give legal validity to electronic transactions, to give legal validity to electronic contracts.
If you have a digital policy bill, economic bill, what it means, businesses will be able to interact more. People will be able to access government services. It will reduce a lot of middleman bottlenecks that we have. You want to pay maybe tenement rates or one thing, somebody is standing by the secretariat collecting money and the money doesn't even get to the government. So it will allow accountability, transparency, but most importantly, there will be efficiency across the Ministry of Government and even the people will be happy for it.
The National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill focuses on validating digital transactions, enhancing cybersecurity, protecting data privacy, and promoting digital inclusion across Nigeria, including rural areas. The bill seeks to attract investment, improve government transparency, and drive economic growth.
The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Mr. Samuel Ogboko, says the interventionist agency is strengthening its collaboration with traditional rulers in the Niger Delta to ensure seamless delivery of projects across the communities of the region. The NDDC Managing Director stated this when he led a delegation from the Commission to pay a courtesy visit on the paramount ruler of Emayal clan, King David Amakiri, at his palace in Uruma Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State.
The Bayelsa State representative on the NDDC governing board, Senator Deyambufa Dimiaro, as well as directors and staff of the commission, the NDDC Managing Director Samuel Ogboko is at the palace of the paramount ruler of Emayal clan in Uruma Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State. The visit, which is coming on the heels of the elevation of the Paramount Rulers Stool, is also part of the Commission's periodic engagement with traditional rulers in the region to strengthen collaboration for the delivery of projects in communities across the oil-rich region.
For us in NDDC, we know the value of having partnership with the traditional institution, because we know that the traditional institution is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that there is peace in the respective communities where we have our developmental projects.
The paramount ruler of Amayo clan, King David Amakiri, appealed for the construction of more access roads in the area.
Having a good road there will help us evacuate a lot of the agricultural produce and help lumberers, those who lumber wood. Yeah. So with that type of asset, we will make sure there is a road to that place, and we will plead that the NDDC work with us in that regard.
The NDDC Managing Director also attended a retreat in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, organized for staff in his office, where he calls for improved output from participating staff to assist the Commission realize its mandates.
I will join you to ensure that from the outcome of this retreat, I expect to see renewed vigor. I expect to see a better output. I expect to see a vibrant office with innovations that were never there before. I want to be confronted with fresh ideas that will make the Commission better.
He equally joins other citizens of Bayelsa State at the 13th Annual State Thanksgiving put together by the Bayelsa State government.
Our coming to join him to thank God is to support the state, to tell everybody that the state is one. Time for politics is over. This is the time for governance, where all of us from different positions which we occupy have to come together to see how we can bring the dividends of democracy to our people.
Mr. Obuku is also appealing for patience from the people of the region over the current economic hardship, saying the economic policies of the President Tinubu-led federal government will eventually transform the economy.
The federal government has commenced sensitization of micro, small and medium enterprise owners in Akwa Ibom State on the need to key into the Presidential Grants and Loan Scheme intervention programs. The federal government's grants and loan programs are financial assistance initiatives provided by the government to support various sectors, individuals and organizations.
Gathered here are micro, small and medium business owners from all parts of Akwa Ibom State for a town hall meeting organized to sensitize them on the need to take advantage of the federal government's Presidential Conditional Grant and Loan Scheme to grow their businesses. Addressing participants, the Special Assistant to the Akwa Ibom State Governor on Small and Medium-Scale Business Development, Mr. Ime Uwa, urges the prospective beneficiaries to make judicious use of the loan to improve their businesses.
This opportunity of 75 billion loans that is going to be made available by federal government is an opportunity that all of us will take. We are not just here to understand how to unlock that opportunity. We are also here to collaborate and also see how to support the Akwa Ibom entrepreneurial community.
The Akwa Ibom State Manager of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Tolu Toluwashe, says the federal government has already budgeted 75 billion naira to be accessed as loans across the state, including the FCT. Applicants are advised to submit their requests early, as all documentation will be treated on a first-come, first-served basis. Those who meet all the requirements will be given 1 million naira loan.
We're looking at the 75 billion MSME intervention program. For this particular scheme, there's an obligatory limit of just 1 million naira. And I'm sure with the way prices of things are correcting in the economy, 1 million naira would go a long way for at least for small businesses to help them stay afloat and move on. For the intervention, what we expect to see is that, one, we want to see jobs being created, we want to see improved welfare of households, I want to also end up seeing positive contribution to the GDP growth and economy as a whole.
Beneficiaries bear their minds on the program.
I got the notification somewhere and I had to register it. I actually forgotten about it based on government stuff now, so I forgot about it until last weekend when I got the alert. I didn't expect it. I didn't know where it's coming from until I had to go through again. The following week, I reached out to my bank. Where is this money coming from? They say it wasn't a mistake, that it was a federal government grant.
I want to believe that this program will be an opening. It will benefit not only me, but I want to believe that all businessmen in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria in general will be part of the blessing of this very particular program.
The program, which targets 75,000 MSMEs, 75,000 direct jobs and 150,000 indirect jobs, has a repayment plan of 3 years to be made on a monthly basis.
You're watching Newsroom series. Still ahead, we'll bring you stories from Cross Rivers. Residents urge the federal government on road rehabilitation. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, has urged the Niger Delta Development Commission to prioritize consultations with state governments across the Niger Delta before initiating projects. Governor Diri emphasized that the NDDC as an intervention agency should focus on supporting state-led development rather than duplicating efforts or competing with the state administrations. The governor's remarks came during a courtesy visit at the Government House Yenagoa by the NDDC Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Samuel Ogboku and his management team. Governor Diri assured the NDDC of his administration's support, especially in addressing critical challenges such as the recurring flooding that affects Bayelsa communities each year.
We will continue to work with the NDDC and ensure that we don't have duplication of projects. And I believe that now that you have come and you are on a trajectory of change, keep to that trajectory of change, relate with the states, relate with the people, the communities, like the project that you're about to carry out from Okaki to Otuabage. Beautiful project. If you have not come like this today, maybe I should have been seeing it on television one day. That the NDDC is in a project from Okaki to a lot of communities in Bayelsa State, and they are desilting, they are doing this, they are doing that. How does it sound to you? Assuming you are the governor of this state, to go and place an IDP camp at OD. And where is the other place? Bayelsa Palm. If we were consulted, maybe we would have given you better alternatives. We know the places where flood will always come. Take, for instance, in Bayelsa, there are few communities that immediately there is flood, whether it's a high flood or low flood, those communities will be affected. Bisini is one of them.
Meanwhile, the NDDC MD and CEO, Dr. Samuel Ogboku, says the team is in Bayelsa to assess ongoing projects and shared plans to partner with the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in constructing emergency shelters for flood victims in Otueke and Odi.
Today, we are going to Okaki to flag off the channelization of the Kolo Creek River, which has been blocked for over 17 years. Because we are aware that that river, from our study, that creek is a river that takes water from the Orashi River down to the Atlantic Ocean through Ogbeata, Nembe, and the Atlantic Ocean. But for the years that that creek has been blocked, it has actually punished our people, because now the water channel that goes to the Atlantic Ocean has been blocked. That is why, you see, when the flood comes, east-west road is cut off. When the flood comes, you see all the communities in Engene, they are all flooded because the water bounces back because of the number of years that creek has been blocked and it has silted so much. So ensuring that it gets to its natural depth to get to the normal water table is also going to cost us so much because of the stretch. So we are taking from Okaki to Tabagi. So from the study after Tabagi is okay. So walking from Okaki to Tabagi. So we decided to send message to most of those communities along that line to come and witness that what they requested for, at least we are starting. And as we are starting, we are not stopping.
Residents traveling along the Ogoja-Bekwara-Katsina-Ala Federal Highway are expressing their appreciation to both the state and the federal government of Nigeria for its prompt response to the deteriorating condition of the Ogoja-Bekwara-Katsina-Ala Federal Highway, which has caused significant hardship for many individuals. Just a few weeks ago, Channels Television brought attention to the challenges faced by motorists, commuters, and residents due to the deteriorating state of the road, highlighting the ongoing negative impacts on the community. They are urging the federal government, which has initiated remedial work on the affected section of the road, to ensure the timely completion of the project to prevent further detrimental effects if left unfinished.
The cry of many plying the Ogoja, Bekwara and Katsina-Ala Federal Highway has finally been heard by the government of the day, as the dilapidated portion of the road is already being given a facelift. Residents believe the current efforts by the government will address transportation challenges of commuters traveling to the northern and southern parts of the country. While work is on the way along the route, there's a collective call for the federal government to allocate the necessary resources for the successful completion of the project.
This road is a gateway to northern Nigeria from southern Nigeria, and you can see the number of trucks, you can see the number of vehicular traffic, you can see the number of people that utilize this road, and you can see the impact it's made on the lives of the people. The economy of this area was crumbled. There was nothing happening economically again when this road was shut down. We're happy that there's vehicular traffic passing by. We're happy that the contractor is doing the work he's supposed to do.
Some motorists share their satisfaction with the government's response, recounting the difficulties they faced before the intervention.
We suffer a lot for this road. Our cars have beyond repair, plenty has spoiled, engine, all, the road, kill our motor. Up to now, I never regained myself for the road. But now, the road is under construction.
I came and saw that some vehicles were capsizing left, right, and center in this road. Trucks, tankers were tumbling with fuel and everything here in this road. Me, I was on every part, but there was a road by the other side we were using, and to a point, the road got spoiled. We couldn't even pass. Me, I used to park my vehicle in Ogoja because my vehicle is low. So the thing was something else. It wasn't easy.
Commuters and residents know the timeliness of the intervention is crucial for the connecting routes.
We cannot travel from Ogoja to Bekwara all this while, but now we can travel easily. From Bekwara to Ogoja, they are collecting even 3,000 naira, but now we are moving with 1,000 naira. So we thank God for doing this thing for us.
As progress is made on the rehabilitation of the Ogoja-Bekwara-Katsina-Ala Federal Highway, motorists and commuters alike are grateful for the government's actions and eagerly anticipate the improved road condition for a smoother and safer travel experience.
The Nigerian Navy is seeking to improve relations between members of the armed forces, the police, and other paramilitary agencies in the country. This was made known at the Nigerian Navy Basic Training School, Onne, River State, during a lecture on interagency cooperation, collaboration, and synergy.
It's the opening ceremony for Batch 36 of the Nigerian Navy Basic Training School, Onne, in River State.
In the course of performing the task,
Gathered in this auditorium are cadets of the school alongside senior officers from the Navy, Army, Air Force, Nigerian Police, Customs and Civil Defense, amongst others. A sign that the keynote speaker believes shows the need for a more solid interagency cooperation.
Nigerian Navy Act 2004, you have the responsibility to protect Nigerian territorial waters and exclusive economic zone, to enforce maritime laws and regulations, to prevent, suppress piracy, sea robbery, and other maritime crimes, and to provide humanitarian assistance and disaster response.
This synergy, they advocate, is a result of insecurity in different parts of the country and efforts to curb dangerous agitations which led to the Nigerian Civil War.
The need for different security agencies to work together seamlessly to address internal security threats has been recognized as crucial for enhanced national security. The challenges of insecurity in Nigeria is traceable to the aftermath of the Nigerian Civil War of 1967 to 1970. This was as a result of the precarious state of the economy and the living conditions after the war, leading to proliferation of small arms and light weapons across the country. This in turn led to the upsurge in armed robbery and other related crime in Nigeria.
On the sidelines of the event, the commandant of the Navy Basic Training School explains the importance of interactions like this one.
This series of lectures for this Interagency Collaboration Week is aimed at, one, exposing them to the roles and responsibilities of other sister services, security and intelligence agencies. Two, we also try to erode any erroneous impression or attitude that inadvertently has been transferred to them or they picked up along the way, to give them that impression that they are super or above the average citizen. We are here to serve, and we are being paid to serve. So that is what is going to be imbibed in them throughout their period of their training.
Organizers believe it's important for sister agencies to gather like this from time to time to reduce interagency rivalry among the rank and file of the different security agencies. Charles Soporum, Channels Television News.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu.